Hey everyone, how's it going? Last week, I talked about having the desire for transformation and how we can crave something more in our lives and how we become better and be that person that God has actually called us to be. I also talked about having a need and desire to make those changes and how we have to have patience when we go through this inner transformation. So today I'm really excited because we're going to talk about inner peace and 10 ways that we as individuals can create inner peace within us. So, happy day. It's the start of the week. I hope you're having an amazing day, had a great weekend. I want to thank you all so much for being here, and I appreciate each and every one of you tremendously. And as I said, I'm really excited to do this video, and I can't wait to continue this transformation series. So thank you again for being here. Hi, Diana. Hi, Jordan. Thank you, ladies, for being here and joining me today. I'm excited to talk about this topic. As I was getting ready for it, I was really excited because, a lot of these things you don't think of when you're going through something, but they're amazing. So thank you for being here. For those who don't know me, my name is Jolene Roberts, and I'm also known as Running Under the Sun on social media. I'm a mom of 7-year-old twins, a wife to an awesome husband. I love my fur baby Bear, and I'm also an online health and fitness coach, a CEO of Serene Revolution, and creator of many online trainings and groups, which more coming are in the process of in the works, but I have almost completed the entire 7-day vegan diet guide. Those of you who are in my vegan group have snippets of it so far. I'm the creator of the 7-day clean eating challenge, the Wonder Woman challenge, Wonder Woman Girl Boss Academy, and a new program coming up that I'm really excited that I'm going to launch very soon. So I'm excited to talk to you today about inner peace. And the definition of inner peace, or this peace of mind or inner calmness, really refers to a state of being mentally and spiritually at peace with enough knowledge and understanding to keep oneself strong in the face of conflict or disorder. So, how do we not focus on those negative thoughts and that race through our minds when things are bad or life gets busy or hectic or very overwhelming? And I know we've all been there. And sometimes it's just easier to let those negative thoughts take control instead of fighting back with all the things that are positive. Thank you for the thumbs up. So the answer is actually really simple, and it's that you create the state of mind by the things that you do and by what you tell yourself, okay? So as long as you, or I believe, and behave with integrity in our daily lives and do certain things, we can find that inner peace when things are crazy. Because when I talked on Friday, we talked about patience. And so with that patience comes inner peace. And when you do um, these 10 things that I have to give to you, um, you can start implementing them and start feeling that peace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the first five, and then I'll answer any questions or comment, and then read your comments, and then we'll go back to we'll do the last five if that works for you. So I'm going to try to make this quick because I know you guys, some of you work, and I appreciate you being here. But I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. Okay. So how do we find that peace and harmony, emotional well-being, that joy in our lives? And how do we replace those negative thoughts? It's by implementing these 10 things to create inner peace and calmness. So, number one is that we have to accept what is. And what I mean is that there's only so much that we can affect, what we can't change and what we can't influence, no matter what. And that should not be a concern to us. So this is what I notice with so many people, in that we focus and linger on the things that we actually have no control over. I know I'm one of those people. So why do we worry about something that we can't change? So why care about what other people think of us when we're not even sure what it is that they're actually thinking because we can't read their minds. And once you open the blinds to this fact and actually start accepting what it is that you can't change, you automatically relieve yourself out of this mountain of stress and anxiety. And it's like this huge weight gets lifted off of your shoulders. And that's a step to take that road towards peace. Hi, Sabina. Thanks for joining. And Diana, I know, amen, right? Like, let it go. I could start singing, but you don't want me to sing. Tip number 2 is to meditate or pray. And if you don't meditate yet, you are definitely missing out on a very important activity that can really change your life. So when you meditate and pray for about 20 minutes a day, it can have such an enormous impact in all areas and aspects of your life. And when you have a lot on your mind, you feel like your thoughts are like out of control and driving you crazy. And meditation or prayer can really help you find that peace because it gets you into this area that lets go. And when you sit back and you close everything off around you, close your eyes or open the Bible or whatever it is that you're reading, and just clear your mind of what's going around and focus on that calm, that quiet, or that scripture or whatever. Focus on that. And you will be surprised that in 20 minutes of doing that, how things turn around for you in that day. And that's why I start every day off with prayer every day. So my day is focused in a positive way. Number 3 is spend time with nature. Now, this is one of my favorite ones because in today's society, we are confined to buildings, to structures, to bricks and concrete, and all this stuff around us that we forget where we come from and what's really around us and what God created. And it's natural for us individuals as people to be in nature. And this is why it feels so good and it's so peaceful when you like take a walk or you go for a bike ride or you go hiking or go running or that kind of stuff, just being outside. And right now as I sit here, I could show you, as I'm talking to you, my window, that's the kids' desk. It's kind of messy. My window's open. Okay. So I have all my windows open. I'm listening to the birds chirp. I don't have the TV on. I don't have music on. I listen to calmness of the breeze blowing, of the sounds outside. And I do this every single day. I do not watch TV. I do not listen to music. Sometimes I do, but mostly I have peace and quiet. And it's in that stillness with the winds blowing, the wind blowing through the branches calmly. It's just like, it inspires me. And to me, I find that peace. And so for me, I also love to go walking every day. Today I didn't go for my walk because it was rainy. So this afternoon I'm going to go for my walk. And I love to run outside because it just gets me closer to nature. And for me, it gets me very closer to God because you're surrounded by everything that He's created. Okay. Number 4, we've gone through 3 points. Number 4 is learn the power of a smile. So whenever you're laughing or smiling, something interesting always happens. And not only does something happen on a chemical level to make you feel better, but it also stops all the stress and the negativity from entering into your psyche. And it's a simple smile that can really make a difference, not only in our lives, but in somebody else's lives. So somebody could be having, I'm going to give you a few examples. Somebody could be having the worst day. And by you looking at them in the eye and giving them a smile like I'm giving to you right now, you just made their day. And so that is really so powerful that you don't even know that you made their day, but just by smiling, you made their day. Here's another example because I am known to do this quite often. I like to blame it, because it always happens when I wear my glasses, so I like to blame it on my peripheral vision. But the other day, I mishandled a glass and it fell onto the floor, breaking into a ton of pieces, creating this huge mess. It's done it many, many times. Now, I could have been really angry with myself. I could have started crying. I could have started telling myself negative thoughts like, you're so stupid. Why did you do this? What's wrong with you? Life sucks. Like, this day can't get any better. It just gets worse and worse. Instead of those thoughts, I turned my thoughts around and started to laugh at myself, because really, that's just duh. Like, so what if I dropped the plate on the ground and I made a mess? This is actually funny. So instead of being bitter and angry or sad with all these emotions, I just started to laugh at myself and changed my mindset and looked at the silver lining. Nobody was hurt. Nobody stepped on glass. And it's happened before and it's going to happen again. And that's okay. And don't be shy to poke fun at yourself, because really it gives you peace to laugh. Laugh at yourself for your stupid little things you do, because I do them all the time. Yes, Diana, it is called choosing your battles. And Mandy, thank you. Number 5, think outwardly. So what I mean by this is that most of the time we are so consumed by our own problems and things that are going on in our lives that we can no longer see the forest from the trees. And excuse me. Therefore, it really helps to remind ourselves how big the world is. Am I right? So I want you to take a moment during these times and read up about what's going on in some other countries or cultures and things that are happening in our country. You know, what's going on? What are the problems that are going on over there? And the more we are aware about what happens elsewhere, we also forget about our problems, because our problems really aren't problems. So looking beyond ourselves is really important in finding that peace. And that'll lead me into the next point. But when we really focus on the world, like, you know, it makes our stuff so insignificant. I mean, we have the people in North Carolina who are suffering with all the flooding from the hurricane. We have the war in Afghanistan and the war on terror still happening, and soldiers over there. And we have, you know, children starving and dying in third world countries who are eating out of garbage dumps. I mean, what's going on in my life has nothing, it doesn't even compare to what's going on in their lives. So let's recap the first 5, okay? Just so we can go through and kind of, you know, refresh, because this is a lot to take in. So if you're not writing this down, please do, because I want you to write it down and have it like in front of you so you can look at it every day and just focus on these little things that you can implement every day into your life to make your life more peaceful. So number 1 is accept what it is. Just accept what you can't control. It is what it is. Number 2, meditate or pray. Number 3, spend time outside in nature. There's the dog barking at our pool pump. Number 4, smile. Smiling is so powerful. Number 5, think outwardly. Okay? Before I go on, do you guys have anything to say? I see all the support and comments. Like, do you guys do this? Have you done these first 5? What do you do? I want to know what you do to give yourself peace daily. Because I mean, I smile a lot and I love spending time outside. I pray, meditate. Sometimes I don't accept what I can't control because I'm such a control freak. And I need to think outwardly more, especially when I get into that frame of mind. So I know that's something that I need to work on. I'm not sure about you. Good job, Diana. Smiling is amazing. Like, seriously, I smile all the time too, and people look at me like I'm crazy. I remember when I was younger, I would be in like deep in thought, like 20s, and I would be deep in thought and just thinking at the store, and I would have people stop and say, "You need to start smiling. You look so angry." And it wasn't like I wasn't in a bad mood or anything. It was just one of those things where, you're like at the grocery store and you're just like in thought and you're not smiling. So now I make it a point, ever since I've had that happen to me a few times, I make it a point to smile a lot. Okay, so we've gone through the first 5. Now, number 6 is a continuation from number 5, and it's caring about others. And you will never find peace being so self-consumed and only worrying about your own needs and wants. So when you begin to genuinely care about others and what they want, your goodness comes right out. And it only helps to solidify your inner peace when you do this. And it can be people close to you that you care about, or strangers. And any act of kindness or goodwill eases your way towards peace. So for me, I care about every single one of you, and I want to show you that I care. And doing stuff like this is me showing me how much I care about you. And so it makes me stop and forget about my problems, because as I said in my previous point, my problems are so insignificant. So if I can help somebody overcome what I have in the past, or overcome, anything that they are dealing with by giving them something, then that's my goal. So I care, and I care about all of you. Words cannot describe how much I care, and I appreciate every single one of you. And doing that rids my entire being of all the stress in my life and feeling of overwhelm. And so I have great peace knowing that I can care about you and focus on you instead of myself. Okay, because we're selfish by nature. So if I can be less selfish, then that's my goal. And being there for you helps. Number 7, never lose hope. Okay, I'm going to stop for 1 second. Dinah says, I love complimenting, especially for young. Yes. My dog's going crazy. Yes. Young girls definitely need to be built up in spirit. There's so much going on in the world that can influence women and young girls that really put an impact on my life, as you, Diana. And I really think that as women, we really need to encourage and support and be that positive light to all girls, no matter what their age. And the last thing I want is my daughter to suffer what I did, between bullying, eating disorders, depression, suicide attempts, cutting, all that stuff. I don't want my daughter to deal with that. And so if I can make her feel positive and have that, do these things and be an influence to her, then I'm doing something right. And so by implementing these 10 things, 10 tips, you can hence influence other girls in your life. So number 7 is never lose hope. So hope, and I know I've been here quite often, is something that you can never afford to lose. And with hope, you always have a path towards peace. So whenever we get too stressed out, overwhelmed within our own lives, whatever's going on, we forget that we have hope, and we forget that the sun is always shining after a rainy day, and that this is merely a bump in the road. And I find inner peace knowing that deep within my heart that everything's going to be okay in the end. And this kind of goes with patience. And with patience and hope, I know that whatever seems so terrible at that moment is only temporary, and that soon enough, things are going to be okay. And this lifts up all that negativity from my entire being, and I feel so much better instantly. So don't forget to have that hope when you start to lose that patience and that inner peace. Okay. Now this one is a big one because this is something that I've in the past have not done. And I really feel that we need to focus more on this, and that is embrace our beliefs. And I'm not one to judge on others and what they believe, but whatever your belief is, embrace it with your entire being. So be within your faith 100,000%. And have, and when you do this, peace will find you and come into your heart. And I know that, we may disagree on what each other believe, but the one thing that we all must agree on is having that solid, healthy faith is crucial to, for the foundation of a proper conscience that helps us guide us towards that peace and wisdom in our lives. And there's a reason why research has actually shown that people who are deeply devoted to their faith, whatever it may be, not P, I'm sorry, but whenever they are fully devoted to their faith, they have a higher life expectancy and are less likely to have diseases such as cancer. And I think this is because they experience more inner peace and less stress, which is important if you want to increase the quality of your life. Okay. I have 2 more points, then I'm going to read more comments. So number 9, yeah, P, I know, like I could beat myself up for that, but I'm just going to laugh at myself for saying P in the middle of this deep conversation. I'm just lightening it up a bit. Okay. So number 9, we need to keep learning. So one thing in our lives that provides so much stress is the fact that I know some of us always worry about not knowing the answers to everything. And I know my husband as a doctor and training to be a cardiologist, in the past he's felt that he's had to know everything for his patients. And as a physician, you can't. We can't know everything. And so not having all the answers and being okay with it is another stress relief, because just accepting the fact that you don't know everything and anything, well, we know things, but not everything, but that you're open to learning more and admitting that is a tremendous step to take towards achieving inner peace. And I personally find great joy in learning all different kinds of things. And I research and I read all the time. If I have a customer or a potential customer or client come to me, tell me they have an issue, I've never heard of it before, I've heard of it, they have a health issue, I immediately Google whether they are just talking to me or it's a new diagnosis. I Google and I figure out what it is and how I can help them. And so there's the breeze blowing. I am constantly learning and being aware. As I learn, I'm growing, and it provides me with that great feeling of peace to just keep knowing more and learning more, even though I don't know the answers. And when somebody says, can you help me with this? You know what? I don't know, but let me research and get back to you. That's all you need to do. So just accept that life is this one big, huge journey and a never ending learning experience, and you're going to be that much closer to finding peace. Okay, and number 10, live in the present, in the moment now. And I know most of the time we worry about what it is relating to something either in the past or something that hasn't happened. So when you live right now in this moment, it erases all such thoughts. So why worry about something in the past that has happened that we can't go back and change? And that's going back to point 1, accepting what is. And why worry about something that we're not even sure that's going to happen anyway? So this is why you need to be in that present moment to find that inner peace, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but we can accept what's happening now. And when you focus on what's happening now, there are no problems, there are no concerns. And it's only just the stillness and the quiet and the peace. And I honestly go back and forth, but I used to be a person that worried all the time. I have and do suffer severe anxiety. I feel with my diet and doing these things has really given me peace. And my anxiety got me to the point where I didn't want to leave the house because of what if. I couldn't sleep because of what if. I was basically having panic attacks. And if I didn't have a bubble around me or my family, I would panic. And so I've learned to be here right now. And I can't focus on what's going to happen tomorrow, but I can focus on now. And so once I stopped focusing on the what if, my anxiety kind of left and became more peaceful. And I know some of us, I'm one of them, have anxiety disorder. But that doesn't mean that you can't find peace, okay? Trust me, you can. And so, just to recap all these points, let's go back. Number 1, to accepting inner peace is accepting what is. Number 2 is to meditate or pray. Number 3, spend time in nature. Number 4, smile a lot. Number 5, think outwardly. Number 6, care about others. Number 7, never lose hope. Number 8, embrace what you believe in. Number 9, keep learning every day. And number 10, live in the present. And let me add one more, kind of goes with being in nature. Number 11, exercise. Exercise, yoga, walking, running, lifting weights are all things that will help you have inner peace as well. Okay, so let me see. I see some comments here. Diana says, I hate to see women trash each other. I was bullied. Hold on, let me see. Growing up, and we were just, so yes, Diana, bullying is, I was bullied a lot in high school as well, in junior high, and it really stuck with me. And that's one reason why, like you, became so hard on myself and ended up with eating disorders and, trying to be perfect. And that could be number 12. We're not perfect. And accepting that we're not perfect is a no. Okay, good. I came back. It timed out for a second. So, there's so many things that we can do to create that inner peace. And I'm so glad, Diana, that you have learned your faith and to be in that moment and to learn the word of God, because we're fearfully and wonderfully made in God's image. And I'm sure other religions have something similar, but really, we are created by God to be who we are. He created us. We can't change that. So, yes, number 13, Diana makes a good point. I feel that when you walk in what God called you to be or do, it brings peace as well. And yes, that does. When you are happy and doing what you feel your calling is, then you know what? That does give you peace. See, there's so many other ways. I could go on. On and on and on and on about finding inner peace. But I wanted to give you these 10 tips because I feel that they've helped me tremendously find inner peace in myself. And I know that I'm confident that this list can get you on that path as well. So I thank you all so much for being here with me again today. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And we're going to talk about self-control. That's a big topic. And I know one that many of us suffer from. So I'm excited. Have a great day. Thank you all for joining. Shannon, Diana, Sabina, who else came on? Stephanie, Jordan. Thank you so much. Yes, freedom. Exactly. Thank you. You're welcome. Maybe I'll create a little listing for you all so you can have it and print it and put it up. I'll do that. So thank you all for joining me. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.